Recently, Ms. Jennifer Bush chose to disrupt an event with an uneducated diatribe directed at the NDP leadership candidate Jagmeet Singh. It's a clear example of the worst of behavior and an example of the best of behavior. It does not take a scholar to know which is which.
Wow, this is amazing. First of all, first question, is my voice carrying better this way or is the mic better?
Carries great.
What do you like better?
Hi, my name's Jennifer. I asked if there was a process. There isn't one, so I thought I'd start off.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
My name's Jennifer. I'm a women's advocate and children's advocate.
One second.
Can you
Can you hear this way?
Those are some facts. We know you're in bed with Sharia. We know you're in bed with the Muslim Brotherhood. We know by your vote.
Is this easier with the microphone or is it better?
Don't touch me. Don't anybody touch me or I will contact the police immediately.
However, individuals like Ms. Bush are confused about what is good and acceptable behavior. She seems to believe she's fighting some glorious battle to save Canadians from their ignorance, but fails to see that she's losing that battle because her actions fit the very definition of ignorance. Not to mention, Ms. Bush's display was more about her ego and attention-seeking than it was to actually inform others. In a world where a simple click can bring mountains of misinformation, we have to be very careful about individuals like Ms. Bush, who spread biased, emotional opinions. She is one of those that loves the privilege of speaking, but is not interested in the responsibility that goes along with it. No matter how intellectual one tries to appear, emotionally motivated opinions are not about facts. What they say is rarely about the truth. One aspect about knowledge that individuals like Ms. Bush do not seem to grasp is that knowledge comes from listening and not from speaking. Actions like those of Ms. Bush remind me of a quote by an American writer, Harlan Ellison. "You are not entitled to your opinion. You are entitled to your informed opinion. No one is entitled to be ignorant." As vile as Ms. Bush's behavior is, I do have a level of sympathy for these individuals, and I mean that sincerely. In her emotionally charged haste to save Canada from itself, Ms. Bush has opened the door to an immense amount of harassment, not just from within the local Canadian community, but on a global scale. People are cruel. No matter how strong we think we are, that cruelty can wear us down. She's already shut down many of her social media accounts and has shared a video in an attempt to justify her position. The problem is Ms. Bush presented herself on many occasions to be a woman of ignorance, and people will rarely ever let that go. Most will not care about her attempts at damage control. Once a fire is started, we cannot put it out, especially while others are pouring on the fuel. Something that Ms. Bush may not have noticed is that Mr. Singh, although a Sikh, was very Muslim in his response. He showed the best of behavior. He was courteous, he showed sabr, which is patience and perseverance, and he also chose not to engage in what was clearly a situation of hostility. She was faced with good behavior that is a major part of being a Muslim. Since her understanding of Islam is extremely limited, she's not aware of that fact. Mr. Singh was following the example of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, which he may or may not know. Regardless, the example was this. The Prophet, peace be upon him, told us that to walk away from these argumentative situations, even if we are correct, Allah will grant us a house in paradise. The lesson is that we have to pick our battles carefully. To engage in intellectual dialogue with an individual who is not interested in intellectual dialogue, it just lowers us. So walking away is a test of character. Walking away leads to great reward, and those who are able to walk away, like Mr. Singh, are people who rarely fall into the trap of being motivated by their egos. As Muslims, we can learn from this example. Assalamu alaikum.